What is up, CCR Nation? My name is Ryan Scarfone from College Court Report. I am the Notre Dame beat writer for the website, bringing you another preview of Notre Dame basketball. The Fighting Irish are taking on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets tomorrow. It is going to be the second game of the year between these two teams. The Irish and the Yellow Jackets previously met on December 30th, 2017, and the Irish came out victorious, winning 68-59. Tip-off is set for tomorrow January 10th, I should say, at 7 p.m., broadcasting live on ESPNU. Should be another close game like it was in the previous matchup. Bonzie Colson and Matt Farrell will not be in the lineup once again for the Irish. And the Irish, the last time they played Georgia Tech, it was pretty close with those two, with the two top scorers on the Irish. So without them, I suspect it's going to be close again. Since the last time these two teams met, Notre Dame beat NC State, as well as their thrilling come-from-behind victory against Syracuse, in which Rex Pfluger made the last-second tip to propel the Irish to victory at the Carrier Dome. First win at the Carrier Dome in over 10 years. They beat the Orange 51-49. Georgia Tech, on the other hand, since losing to Notre Dame 68-59, they knocked off the Miami Hurricanes by 10, as well as Yale 74-60. So a couple of good wins for the Yellow Jackets since losing to Notre Dame. The Yellow Jackets are 8-7 on the year, 1-1 in conference play. The matchup predictor on ESPN has Notre Dame 79.2% chance to win this game. I'll get to my prediction later, but I think Notre Dame will win this game once again. But let's look at team stats. Actually, no. Let's look at the last game that they played. So, and I'll get to the team stats later. So, last game that these two teams played, Notre Dame, like I said, won 68-59. In the first half, Georgia went into halftime up 28-23, and then Notre Dame outscored them 55-31 in the second half. During that game, Notre Dame and Georgia Tech both shot 38% from the field. Notre Dame shot 35% from three-point range, whereas Georgia Tech shot 30%. Notre Dame had a lot more turnovers than Georgia Tech, 11 turnovers to Georgia Tech 7. But Notre Dame did out-rebound them 45-34. Now, let's look at the team stats that takes into account, all the games that they've played. Notre Dame is still scoring more points per game than Georgia Tech, 79 to Georgia Tech 66, giving up the same amount of points, both teams at 64. Notre Dame's field goal percentage, since their terrible shooting performance on Syracuse, has gone down by 1%. They're now shooting 48% from the field to Georgia Tech's 43%. Notre Dame is averaging more rebounds at 36 to Georgia Tech's 34. Assists per game, Notre Dame's leading Georgia Tech 14-12. Like I said, still going to be a close game, even though Notre Dame is averaging more points. Like I said, Bonzie Colson and Matt Farrell are not playing. Brian Kelly, this isn't football, this is basketball. Mike Bray indicated that Matt Farrell will not be playing against Georgia Tech. He will not be making the trip. They want to reevaluate on Thursday and then Friday and see how he is to play, because Saturday is a big game for the Irish, as the North Carolina Tar Heels are coming to South Bend. So if the Irish can afford to win without Matt Farrell and keep him rested so that he's good to go for North Carolina, I think that's the way to go. You want everything you've got so that you can take on that good North Carolina team. So last game when Notre Dame and Georgia Tech met, let's go over the players first. Like I said, my preview for this game, for the first game, actually never came out. But Georgia Tech's players, they've got 4 players averaging double-digit figures, led by Josh Okogie. Hope I'm not butchering that name. He's averaging 20 points per game. Tadrick Jackson, 13 points per game. Actually, 14 points per game. Jose Alvarado, 13.6 points per game. Ben Lammers, 12.3 points per game. I'm interested and excited to see that matchup. Ben Lammers versus Martinez Gebben should be a good one. Once again, it was last time. Ben Lammers is averaging 8.7 rebounds per game. So when I say those 4 names, let's look at how they performed against the Irish earlier. So as it turns out, all 4 of those names that I mentioned performed very well against the Irish. Okogie dropped 16 points. He led the Yellow Jackets that game. Tadrick Jackson added 15, and then Jose Alvarado and Ben Lammers both added 11 points, with Lammers grabbing 12 rebounds. So they're under ESPN's game statistics and what they've been averaging throughout the whole year. Those 4 players are leading the Yellow Jackets, and they did in fact perform well against the Irish. So going to be a tough matchup. A guy that I'm going to look out for in this game for the Irish is Martinez Gebben. I want to see how he plays once again against Lammers. He had not a quiet game. He had 4 points against Syracuse, but grabbed 14 rebounds, which is good, given that he is the most experienced forward in the front court. Majority of the work is going to go to him. Also interested to see how Rex keeps playing. He's been playing outstanding, as well as DJ Harvey. He's been getting the starts since Matt Farrell has been out. So I'm interested to see how DJ Harvey plays against the Yellow Jackets. But in terms of a prediction, like I said earlier, I think that, Notre Dame is going to eventually squeeze out the win, but it's going to be close. I'm going to say Notre Dame 75, Georgia Tech 69. Irish are going to have a win going into North Carolina, and Georgia Tech is going to obviously fall into the losing category. But other than that, that'll do it for me. That's just a quick little preview of Wednesday, January 10th's upcoming game between the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, as well as visit us at collegecourtreport.com, where you can get all the college basketball related content there, articles, links to our podcast and YouTube channel are up on there as well. Like us on Facebook, College Court Report, and follow our Twitter accounts at CC_report. That's our College Court Report Twitter account, as well as you can follow my personal account at Ryan Scarfone 17. And finally, my Notre Dame related account, where I post all my Notre Dame related articles, at ND Court Report. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening, and until next time, cheers.